You just spent 15 hours in the mines, and now you got some time off. What are you gonna do with that time off? Because there is a lot of things that you can do with this time off, and we like to call this a hobby. Now, hobbies that you can select to do just range from such a big variety of different tasks, require different skills. Some of these hobbies can be more beneficial to your life, actually improve your life. And some of these, not so much. Today, you came to the right place with Pone Bone. We're gonna be ranking the top male hobbies based on how beneficial they are to your life. And what we mean by how beneficial they are for your life is, like I said, are you gonna get a return on your investment? If you put in a certain amount of time and money, because some of these hobbies require money, you better be getting something out of it. I've come up with a grading system too for these hobbies. We're grading them based off physical, so is this benefiting your health? Mental, is this benefiting your mental health? How your brain cognitively functions? Financial, are you gonna go dead broke doing this hobby? Or is there a chance that you might make some extra cheese with that hobby? Next is we got spiritual. A lot of people might think that spiritual and mental are the same thing. They are not. They're a little bit different. Spiritual is your sense of purpose, your sense of meaning. How disciplined are you? Do you have inner peace? All that beautiful stuff. Last but not least is we have social. Is your confidence going to increase from this hobby? Are you going to be able to communicate better with other people? Because we know being social and being able to connect with other people is going to benefit you and the other person. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the list. Starting off strong is we got game harvesting, aka fishing/hunting. Fishing and hunting have been an activity that men have done for all of human history, pretty much. Right off the bat, mental and spiritual, because this is our purpose. We were built to be badasses and risk our lives going out defending the tribe and getting food for the tribe. Physical is getting a point as well, because you are outside, and that is amazing for testosterone, getting that vitamin D. Financial, this one's kind of tricky, because you might think the equipment is very expensive. However, you are getting your return on investment because of the fact that you are getting hundreds of pounds of meat that you can have for months. I'd like to say that that's a bang for your buck. Free food, come on, get out of town. Finally is we got social. Social is also going to get a point, because most people when they're going fishing or hunting, they're not going alone, they're going with people. Two, you're going to be talking about these memories in the future. Like, haha, Dave, remember that one time we went hunting and your wife cheated on you and you were crying the whole time? I was getting all those pigs and you were just on the sideline. Fishing is easily getting a damn S tier. Next hobby on this list is we have partying. So going to the club, going to the bar, going to raves. With this is not good for your health, mental or physical. Okay. Most likely, you are doing drugs or alcohol, which is terrible for your physical health and terrible for your mental health. This is also terrible for your spirit. Most people don't want to go out unless they're gonna drink. Alcohol and or drugs is bad for your spirit because it's clouding your awareness. It is crushing your discipline. You're gonna wake up the next day hungover and not want to do anything. Financial, it's not good because you're splurging all this money on drinks and whatnot. And finally, social, you're geeked, okay? This isn't improving your confidence. This is going in trash. This is trash. Nothing else to say, trash. Up next on our list is we got doom scrolling. Come on, guys, come on. This is the biggest waste of time and energy. You're not outside doing anything physical. This isn't disciplinary, hurting your mental health. It's proven, there are studies that show that doom scrolling hurts your IQ and memory and focus. A lot of people nowadays have ADHD because of phones. Next up on this list is we got yard work. A lot of people might be thinking, oh, this is so boring. It's a chore. Yard work, it is a chore. I will give you that. Yard work is a chore. However, chores build discipline, which is why monks, when they're becoming a monk, they're told to do chores for hours on end, because it builds discipline. This is also good for mental. Get some anger out, throwing that mulch in that ditch. Oh yeah, rock on, Dave. Physical is good too because you are lifting some stuff around and you're outside. Good for testosterone. Financial it's mediocre because you do have to pay for supplies. Social, who are you talking to when you're doing that? Your wife. Overall, I'd say that yard work is a pretty decent. I also wanted to flip this around. We are going to put doom scrolling above clubbing. Just because going to the club and bars, you're doing alcohol. At least going on your phone, you're not doing drugs. Anyways, next up on this list is we have simping, aka chasing women. Simping has never been easier until nowadays because of the fact of social media. There are thousands of girls online profiting off your desperate ass. We need to cut this out. You are wasting your time, your energy, your motivation, your money. It's counterintuitive. You're chasing a woman because you want the woman so bad. Why not go grind? And that will attract more women than you chasing a woman. Because you're so focused on chasing the women, you're not doing anything else. So, the only thing I guess it gets a point for is social. Chasing women, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Up next on the list is we have watching TV. This is a big pastime that a lot of people do when they get off work. Compared to doom scrolling, TV definitely is better. It's not getting a point for physical or spiritual because this requires no physical exertion at all, no discipline at all to watch TV. Social. It's going to get a point for social because you know how many people will talk about, hey, have you seen this show? I love it, dude. I'm going to give it a point for mental too. The reason why is because of the fact that you are understanding more about humans depending on what you watch. If you are paying attention to deeper details, if you're not just watching on the surface, if you're looking deep into that show, you are understanding psychology. Financial, it costs money for cable and Netflix. It's getting a meh. It's not, there's worse. There's a lot worse things you could be doing with your time. But the problem is when you're excessively doing it. So watch a little bit of TV. It's not the worst. We have reading. Reading is very underrated. And reading is a big pastime and hobby that people don't do as much because we're so distracted by our phones. And there have been many studies done on reading that prove how beneficial it is for your life. You're getting disciplined. You're sitting down, concentrating on every single word that you're reading. Mental. You are getting smarter. You're getting better focus. You are getting better memory. All this good stuff. Financial, books aren't the most expensive. Actually, I lied. Bruh. Nowadays, books are pretty expensive. There's some books you can get for like $20. However, audiobooks, there's free audiobooks online that you can pirate. Not saying that you should do that, okay? Obviously. But two, you can read about how to make money. There are a lot of books out there that will teach you how to make money. Physical. There are a lot of things out there that you can read that will teach you how to get physical, how to eat better. And finally is we have social. Social is getting a point too because of the fact that you can read books about social. Very good book. I recommend it to people out there. Human Laws of Nature by Robert Greene. And I learned so much about humans and myself, and that had such a big impact on my life. And I was able to become such a better person around other people. It's OP. It's going above fishing and hunting. Just because reading can make you so successful in life, fishing and hunting is just one of those hobbies that just makes you feel good. Reading makes you feel good. Plus, you are learning a ton of skills. I also wanted to clarify real quick too with reading. This isn't just reading books. I will include watching informational YouTube videos because of the fact that YouTube is a big app that you can use to learn more information on. I use YouTube to learn more information that isn't the best on a book that you can view visually. So I'll count YouTube as long as you're using it for the right purposes. Anyways, next up on our list is we have gambling. Gambling is a bad addiction. Every time I see an ad pop up when I'm watching football or something, or football is just on, there's always that gambling app on there. And at the bottom, they will say, call this number if you're addicted to gambling. It's counterintuitive. It's like, okay, get this gambling app, but hey, call us up if you need help. Bruh. It's like, what? Gambling is just, it's a bad habit to get into. I've done a little bit of it. It's a no-no. You're losing money. You're going to lose money. This is so stressful. I'd be stressing out, am I gonna win? Over like $5. Gambling is going in trash. I'm gonna put it above clubbing, but still trash. Next up is we got martial arts. Martial arts is one of the best exercises that I've ever done. It's fun. How many people can sit back and be like, man, I love cardio? There's a select few. You do MMA, you're gonna love cardio, which is amazing for cardiovascular health. MMA is a very competitive sport. Not specifically MMA, but any type of martial art, jiu-jitsu, boxing, whatever. Amazing for competition, which is also amazing for testosterone. Mental, this is amazing. I cannot tell you the amount of weight that has been lifted off of my shoulders after a training session, man. I feel like a new dude. And it is very spiritual too. You are gaining a lot of discipline, and martial arts teaches you to be peaceful. That's why monks train Kung Fu for hours every single day. They are some of the most peaceful human beings alive. Financial. Financial is tough because it is expensive. You're looking at around $100 to $200 range a month. But honestly, I'm gonna give it the point because this is better than therapy. Therapy is $100 a session. If you're going once a week, $400 a month. This is way cheaper than therapy. Finally, social. You meet a lot of good dudes out there that are like-minded. So, martial arts is going, martial arts is going in OP. I'm gonna put it below books just because books are just the best. Next up on our list is we have video games. Right off the bat, video games is getting 0 points for physical and spiritual. This requires no physical exertion and no discipline. Mental is iffy because you are getting strategical thinking, analytical thinking. However, the game can be very stressful. Trust me, I've played Rainbow Six Siege before. That's a very stressful game, and I would stress out a lot over the outcome of a game. So I think it's just those counteract each other, and that ends up with 0 points as well, or maybe a half point. Social actually is a pretty good one because a lot of people will play the game with friends, talk a lot, talk about the game, talk about each other, whatever. And finally, financial. Video games, they're not crazy expensive. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll put it in meh. I'm gonna put it underneath watching TV, and a lot of people might be tripping out about this, but the fact of the matter is watching TV has less of a chance of stressing you out than playing video games. Next up on this list is we have golf. This is for all them old fellas out there, and even young fellas too. First off is we have physical. Physical for golf, you are outside, which is amazing for testosterone. However, a lot of people when they're playing golf tend to drink, and we know that drinking is not good for your physical health. It's iffy for physical. Mental, golf is a pretty good stress relief. All these rich guys are so stressed out from having so much money. Let's just go play some golf. Smash that ball in that hole. But it actually is a good stress relief. Go out with some friends, have a good time. I'll give it social point too. Financial, no. Financial is not getting a point. Golf is so damn expensive. Spiritual, I guess I'll give it a half point. I'm putting golf in meh. Sorry for the interruption. I'm just here to say that I messed up on the calculations for golf, and golf is in decent. Okay, it is not meh, it is decent. All that being said, let's get right back into the video. Next up on the list is we have cars. Fixing up your car, upgrading your car, starting off with mental. Now, fixing your car is very good mentally because it requires a lot of logical thinking. It also requires a lot of patience, which comes in hand with spiritual. Being patient requires a ton of discipline. A lot of people struggle with being patient. I even have my times too where I struggle with being patient. Physical is because yes, you are lifting up parts, but it's not a very physical hobby per se. Financial is as well because car parts are so expensive. However, you do have a big chance with helping other people because we all know that commercial mechanics, they just charge so much versus you could be charged cheaper and you can make some good money off of helping someone out. Finally, social. I'm not giving social a point. Most of the time when people are fixing up their cars or by themselves, doing their own thing, I'm gonna put it in decent, below yard work. We have shopping. Now we all know shopping can be very expensive. It adds up. So it's getting to know for financial. Physical, meh. I mean, you are walking a good bit, but it's not very physical. Mental, yeah, you're getting a temporary mood boost. Shopping can be an addiction for a lot of people. It's not the best. Spiritual, I'm not giving it a point. And social, this is a very mid hobby. I'm putting it in pretty bad. Next up on our list is we have walking. This doesn't really matter whether you're walking around the block, walking on a large path, just any type of walking. You should be walking around 8 to 10K steps a day, which is very healthy for you. Walking is very healthy for your physical health. Very good for burning fat and very good for your heart. Mental, walking is actually really good because it is very good stress relief. You release a lot of cortisol when you go on a walk. You also free up your mind. When I'm studying and I need a break, I go for a stroll around the block a couple times. Get my mind free, you're also outside most of the time when you're walking. Next, social. This is very debatable because you might be walking with someone. I'm gonna give it like partial credit just because it can be individual, it can be with people. Financial, it's free, just go outside. I'm gonna give it very good. Walking is very beneficial, but it's not OP, okay? But it is very good and you should still do it. Last but certainly not least is we have lifting weights. I gotta give this a lot of respect, first of all, because this is what started me off on my self-improvement journey, is lifting weights back in high school. Let's talk about this though. Physical, this is very good for physical, very good for strength, performance, testosterone. It's good for your joints as well. You're getting your joints beefed up. It also could be meh for your joints too, but I'm giving it the point for physical. For mental, this is actually very good stress relief. Is going in the gym, lifting some big weight. Financial, going to a gym is actually not that expensive, especially compared to MMA. MMA is very expensive to go into a gym. But for a lifting gym, you can get a pretty good price. You can go to Planet Fitness for like what, $10, $20 a month. Next up is we have spiritual. Now spiritual, I will give it the point too, because this requires a lot of discipline. Lifting compared to martial arts, when I have martial arts, when I know I'm going to martial arts practice, I am so excited to go. Versus lifting, I'm just like, I like lifting, don't get me wrong. I've just done lifting for such a long time that it's just not as fun, and you're kind of doing a similar rhythm, so it is good to switch up what you're doing in the gym. Now finally is we got social. You hear so many times, man, so many times that about these gym bros. They got these big muscles, but they don't know how to talk at all because they put their all into lifting weights. When you need to spread your eggs in different baskets, which is what you should be doing. A lot of guys that do lift and, they'll talk about, man, I can't get girls, but I'm so jacked. Like, what's wrong with me? You're social, man. That's pretty, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and we're putting lifting weights in OP tier. It is very crucial as a man to lift weights for your strength. It is very good stress relief. Every single man should be lifting weights or doing some type of exercise, calisthenics, cardio too. That about wraps it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking video. I hope you guys understood more about some of these hobbies that you might be doing that you might need to cut out or add into your life. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.